Hey, this is Danny. So everybody's been, commenting on my channel basically and saying, have you seen Cabin in the Woods? Have you seen Cabin in the Woods? When Cabin in the Woods came out, everybody wanted me to go see that movie. They're like, you have to go see Cabin in the Woods. I was like, I'll see it when it comes on DVD. So basically, I rented it on my PSN. That's why I got these cool Sony, headset on or whatever. But yeah, no. But I actually just watched Cabin in the Woods, and I gotta say, it's a great film. And if I was to rate Cabin in the Woods out of 10, I would give it a solid 8. Seriously. Now, a lot of people are gonna, disagree with me on this, but the only thing I didn't like about the movie was the ending. I hate the ending of Cabin in the Woods. To me, the ending is kind of dreadful. It's kind of like a letdown. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like one of those endings where, I don't know, like a big huge hand comes out up and squishes everybody. That's the end. I mean, I didn't like the ending at all. Tell you guys the truth. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this. I had to talk about this with one of my friends on Epic Horror Fan, Spider Jack Angel, and he said he really liked the ending. But to me, I hated the ending. I absolutely hated it. But I gotta say, I really did like the movie. And Chris Hemsworth does a fantastic job in this movie. It's a really good movie. I highly suggest everybody check this out. If I was to compare this movie to another film, I would kind of compare it to the Scream series, because it really is kind of a horror comedy. And it's kind of paying homage to a lot of horror films. It kind of pays homage to 80s, slasher flicks. There's some really original stuff in this movie. And, if you like Battle Royale or Hunger Games or The Running Man, you're going to love this, because this is the effed up version. And even if Scary Movie 5 parodies Hunger Games or Battle Royale, this movie's probably still going to do a better job, because what they did in this movie was hilarious and on so many levels, and it almost kind of makes fun of those kind of films. Basically, it's a really good movie, and it makes you question everything while you're watching it. You're not really sure what the hell's going on, and then there's a kind of twist at the end, basically. And I mean, spoiler alert, anybody who's watching this who's seen the ending, that's okay. But if you haven't, actually seen the movie, spoiler alert, I'm going to give it away. The whole scene with Sigourney Weaver at the end of the film, I didn't really like how they kind of ended that, basically. She just kind of comes out, and then she's the director or whatever, and then she just gets thrown off a cliff, and then basically a hand comes up and squishes everybody. I hated that end, okay? I hated it. That's not saying that I didn't like the movie. I just don't like that ending. If there was a cooler alternate ending, that would be awesome, but personally I did not like that ending. It just kind of falls flat, and I don't know. It's just not my type of ending, basically. I just don't like the hand coming up and squishing everybody. I wanted to see, where these characters were going to go, if they got out of there, what was going to happen, basically. And I didn't want those characters to die, and I didn't want it to end like that. I just thought it was a really lousy ending, and they could have came up with something way more original than that, and way cooler too. But I gotta say, the guy who is the best in it is definitely the guy who is the fool, the stoner guy. That guy's freaking hilarious. He made the whole entire movie. when I saw him die in the movie, I was so freaking pissed off. I was like, you just killed off the coolest character in the entire movie. Now the movie's gonna suck. I was really mad. I'm gonna tell you guys straight out. And, cause he was the coolest person in the entire movie. I mean, that guy got high off a freaking coffee mug. Okay? That guy's nuts. Alright, he was like DUIing down the street. That guy, he's crazy. He was just gonna like totally total everybody. You know, that guy's nuts, basically. Okay? And he almost pays homage to those people in like 80s slasher flicks. And who watching this movie kinda like, did you guys get like kinda like, I don't know, like flashbacks to Scooby-Doo? Cause that guy is straight up Shaggy, you know what I'm saying? I always felt that Shaggy was kinda like a stoner. And that guy was pretty much Shaggy straight up. He even talked like Shaggy. He talked more like Shaggy than the guy in the live action Shaggy movie, you know, with the Scooby-Doo and everything. You know what I'm saying? That guy was straight up Scooby-Doo. I'm just saying that straight out. And that guy was awesome. He made the movie, okay? If he didn't survive, I would have been pissed off. Cause he rocks. He beat up a zombie with a freaking coffee mug. A coffee mug. He beat up a zombie with a coffee mug. How badass is that? To beat up a zombie with a coffee mug. You don't see that in Walking Dead, yo. No, that's straight up gangsta. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, to see that was awesome. I'm going to tell you guys straight up, that was gangsta. So, you know, if you want to see a guy beat up a zombie with a coffee mug, see Cabin in the Woods. Because that is the type of movie you're getting. This is quality entertainment right here. You know, and Cabin in the Woods is so original. It's not like one of those movies which is just like a rehash of everything you've seen before. You're like, I've seen this, I know what's gonna happen. No, they don't play those tricks. It could kind of make fun of that in the movie. Like, they don't go with what you're expecting, and that's kind of like what Big Brother is basically talking about in the movie. There's this kind of like people watching these people kind of setting stuff up, the people behind the scenes basically, and they're almost talking about all these cliches, you know. And this one guy's dream was to have a merman come out and kill everybody, and then the merman kills him. That was hilarious. This movie is fantastic. It's one of the most original horror films ever made to date, and one of the best. And I suggest anybody to go out and see this movie. Even though I don't like the ending, you know, who cares about that? You know, to go see this movie. This is a solid 8 out of 10, and it's a well-deserved 8 out of 10. One of the greatest, most original films I've seen in years. So check it out. Cabin in the Woods. And have a great night, everyone. And if you haven't subscribed to Epic Horror Fans yet, please do so. We have lots of videos up right now. What we have coming up pretty soon is going to be our Silent Hill 3D review, and that's going to be Spider Jack Angel, Sexy Danny 21 Awesome, which is me, and JT is Reborn, AJ Punk 15, and it's all of us together, all the Epic Horror Fans members talking about Silent Hill 3D Revelations, and that's coming up in October. So subscribe now, because we got the most kick-ass freaking group review ever. And it's going to be epic, yo. You know, so subscribe now and check that out. And have an awesome night, everybody.